A right-wing Canadian activist has been detained in France and banned from entering Britain. Lauren Southern was held at a British border point in Calais. The UK Home Office told her she was being banned for distributing racist material in the town of Luton last year. One of the posters said, "Allah is a gay god." Officials described the 22-year-old as a threat to UK public policy. Southern says she was interrogated in the French port under the UK's Terrorism Act.
I got a knock on the door from the Kent UK police who handed me this form, and that's where things kind of went sideways. It's the Schedule 7 Terrorism Act, and they said, you need to read this. You are being brought in to be questioned under the Terrorism Act.
Other right-wing activists have been barred for Britain for similar reasons. Let's go through what we know this month. Austria's Martin Sellner and American commentator Brittany Pettibone were detained for 3 days. Before being deported, Sellner had been scheduled to speak at a free speech conference in London's Hyde Park.
You were banned last weekend from entering the UK for various reasons. For me, it was because I wanted to give a speech about freedom of speech on Speaker's Corner.
And for me, I am an American conservative commentator, and I simply wanted to enter the UK. Of course, I was going to watch Martin's speech, but I was primarily going in to do some interviews. I wanted to interview Tommy Robinson, who is outspoken against Islam, and they essentially labeled him a far-right leader who incites racial hatred, and that's why they didn't want me to enter to interview him. So it was very interesting why they suddenly are deciding to crack down. It seems like a coordinated attack on conservative media. That's what it really seems like to me. It's a huge crackdown of censorship, but not only, them banning us, but also on the internet right now, as we're seeing on platforms like YouTube and Twitter.
Well, the bans have caused anger in some quarters, with supporters saying that while right-wing activists are being banned, radical Islamic preachers have been allowed to speak freely, and known terrorist suspects are allowed entry into Britain.
A bit ridiculous if you look at us, that both of us are, as I quote, unacceptable characters for the UK, that we pose a threat to the, I quote again, peace of the local communities, why the very same country lets radical Muslim extremists just freely enter the country. They have all these Muslim grooming gangs, but still, we are the main threat and we are kept out of the country. I think it's just ridiculous.
Yes, we are the ones that they target.